The British former husband of Russian spy Anna Chapman died prematurely at the age of 36, MailOnline can reveal. Alex Chapman's family have insisted there was nothing suspicious about his death 2 years ago from natural causes. It was very distressing at the time, but he died from natural causes, said a member of the family. There was nothing suspicious about his death. His father dealt with everything and it was very sad, but I don't want to go into any further details. His father Kevin confirmed to MailOnline that his son had died. It was 2 years ago and that is all I will say, he said. Alex's last known address was in Bournemouth, Dorset, where he is believed to have passed away. His ex-wife was accused of being part of one of the biggest Soviet spy rings ever uncovered while living in New York. She was sent back to Moscow in 2010 as part of a spy exchange that saw Serge jailed for spying for MI5, sent to the UK. The 66-year-old is now in a critical condition in a Salisbury hospital after being deliberately poisoned by Russian agents acting on the orders of the Kremlin. Chapman, who despite her divorce in 2006 has maintained her married name, returned to Moscow a heroine and is said to be a millionaire and working a TV host and entrepreneur. Her husband, who at the time was a trainee psychologist, found himself at the center of biggest spy scandal for decades when it was revealed his flame-haired ex-wife had been tasked with seducing power brokers in the U.S. capital Washington, D.C. Alex told how his wife might have been part of the Cold War, but was red-hot in bed. He revealed she was great in bed and had a collection of toys and they had once joined the Mile High Club. Alex also produced topless photos of his ex-wife saying Anna was great in bed and she knew exactly what to do. That was great and she had this incredible body. The former public school boy added that she had a penchant for whips and nipple clamps. The couple had met in 2001 at a rave in London while Anna was still a student, and Alex described her as the most beautiful woman he had ever met. They were married in Moscow in 2002 after a whirlwind romance, and Alex discovered her father Vasily Kushchenko was a former senior KGB agent. Alex said his wife changed during their 4-year marriage and began to mix in different circles with wealthy Russians. She fell in with a group of people who had a lot of influence. She would go to film premieres and became arrogant and obnoxious, always going on about powerful people, he said in a 2010 interview with the Daily Telegraph. After they split, Chapman relocated to New York, where with the aid of a $1 million cash injection from the Russian government set up an internet property business. But according to the FBI, the business was a front for her spying activities and she was part of a group known as the Illegals Program. As a sleeper agent, it was her job to infiltrate power circles in the U.S. capital Washington, D.C. and report back to her Kremlin paymasters. Chapman was arrested in 2010 along with 9 other agents who had settled into seemingly ordinary lives in America. She pleaded guilty to charge of conspiracy to act as an agent of a foreign government, dubbed Russia's most glamorous secret agent. She was one of 10 Russian spies exchanged for Skripal in July 2010 in Vienna, while she capitalized on her fame posing in stockings and suspenders for Maxim magazine. Skripal began a new life in the market town of Salisbury, Wiltshire. Her ex-husband said he had lost contact with his wife, but being exposed as a female James Bond did not come as any surprise. He said, whether or not she's a spy, who can say, but when I read about her being arrested it wasn't that much of a surprise, to be honest. It made sense because of all her erratic behavior, all these high society people she was going on about. When I told my mother, she said I knew it. Mr. Chapman added in 2010, I don't think she was working as a spy here, but I suspect she had been conditioned towards that end.
Tell me where the freaks at.